Hi and welcome. In this video, we will discuss how to handle co-products. As you know, co-products are products produced alongside the production of the main product. This means that co-products are not the main purpose of the production activity and they are not driving the production process. I'm an animal scientist. So let's take this glass of milk as an example. This milk is produced by a cow. But in addition to milk, a cow also produces meat, calves, and manure. For now, let's focus on the products milk and meat produced by the dairy cow and her surplus calves. The question is, how should we divide, for example, the input of feed between the products milk and meat? There are several options to deal with this question. Let's follow the ISO guidelines to walk through these options. The first option ISO suggests is not to divide the inputs across different products, but to look more precisely into the process of each product and collect input and output data of each sub-process separately. Sounds straightforward, and in case of a factory with 2 departments, for example, this might work. In case of a dairy cow, however, this option seems quite difficult, as we need the whole cow to produce the milk, and not just part of her. Another option suggested by ISO is called system expansion. Let me explain what this implies. Imagine you want to compare 2 dairy farms that both produce 500,000 kilograms of milk per year. The milk production per cow, however, differs between farms. Cows at Farm A produce 5,000 kilograms of milk per year, and cows at Farm B produce 10,000 kilograms of milk per year. Farm A therefore has 100 cows, whereas Farm B has only 50 cows. At the end, Farm A will produce more meat per kilogram of milk than Farm B. As meat is a nutritious food product, we need to correct for this difference in meat production in order to compare both farms. In other words, we need an additional system that produces the meat to supplement the meat production of Farm B. By adding a suckler cow, which is a cow that only produces meat, we make the farms comparable in terms of their milk and meat production. In order to expand the system, we need to know the so-called marginal product. In this case, we assumed this is suckler beef. But defining the marginal product is sometimes very complicated. In that case, a third option exists, which is called allocation. Allocation is the division of the in and outputs of a production process between the different products based on their underlying relationships. As a first option for allocation, ISO recommends physical allocation, which implies that the in and outputs of a process are divided between products based on their physical relationship, such as mass, volume, or energy content. A second option is to allocate in and outputs based on other relationships, such as their economic value. If we allocate the in and outputs of the process cow based on economic allocation, we would calculate how much a farmer earns annually by selling milk and how much by selling meat. To do this, we first multiply the annual production volume of milk and meat with the price of each product. Subsequently, we determine the relative share of each product to this total revenue. Let's take the example of the farm that produces 500,000 kilograms of milk per year with only 50 cows. So the average cow on that farm produces 10,000 kilograms of milk per year, which is sold for 35 € per kilogram, resulting in a revenue of 3,500 euros. The culling of cows and calves on that farm results in an additional revenue of about 250 euros per cow. So the total revenue per cow add up to 3,750 euros per year, of which 93% is related to selling milk and 7% to selling meat. Based on economic allocation, 93% of the in and outputs will be allocated to milk and 7% will be allocated to meat. Now you know of 3 ways to deal with co-products in LCA. Preferably, allocation should be avoided by dividing the process into sub-processes or by applying system expansion. If allocation cannot be avoided, physical allocation or other types of allocation, such as economic allocation, could be used.